the MC was reading out a very, very distinguished and eminent list of artists. And at that time, after a long spell, I did experience a bit of nervousness. Because this is the same platform I'm right now sharing with Dr. Abdul Kalam. At the age of 19, I had a couple of students, and I realized that there was a lot of creativity in me. I had the good fortune of realizing that, I wasn't just meant for films. Films is a group work. And this is going to be comfortable. So films is this all-encompassing group work where we had to work with at least a minimal of 200 people every day. So while I was doing that for 10 years, I realized that there was a little more of me that I had to explore. So while I was shooting, there was always this boredom in me, there was always this calling, and I felt that I had to do something for myself, which was not just dance, which was everything that would make me better as a dancer, which meant studying, which meant reading, which meant watching other performers, which meant going for a cabaret. It's also a style of art. So I decided then to teach, and I realized that I had a lot of fun teaching kids. And then they liked me, so they stuck on, and then we grew and grew. Any form of art, especially when it comes to classical art, it is very difficult for somebody to understand classicism. But that doesn't mean that you don't do classicism. That doesn't mean you only do film dance, and it doesn't mean you only do folk dance. There is a very strong tradition that you feel that you have to do because you're born to do it, and then there is a problem because it is classical, and I'm unable to reach out to people. So then you need a very strong education to refine your mind, to plow it into dance, and then to take it out so that at least in a hall full of 500 people, at least you have 30 people saying, we got that. Command attention when you enter a room, the way you radiate positive vibes. For me, that is beauty. And I think happiness is what reflects in your face. So for me, the happiness has come from basically doing what I thought I was always meant to do. I didn't have a problem in choosing my career. I didn't have a stage in my life when my parents said, listen, you have to get your MBA. Either you get your MBA and then dance, or you just go on. So I didn't have to choose. I was always doing what I thought I was meant to do, and that has made me happy always, as well as hanging out with a whole bunch of young and beautiful people. I have collaborated with other people. That was always a quirk in me. I hated getting into any kind of routine. A lot of artists are like that. They like to break the pattern all the time. There are no rules. There are rules when it comes to doing what you have to do, but there's always this very natural tendency not to follow the same path. There's always a tendency to say, hey, I get bored a lot. So then I had the good fortune of working with the Tamil maestro, Valayapatti Subramaniam. And that really set me thinking because I did it easily. And then I worked with Mandolin Srinivas, and then I worked with Ustad Zakir Hussain. I worked with Sri Viku Vinayakram, Shivamani, and so on and so forth. So while I did that, that was only a part of me, I'm not born to totally keep on creating or experiment. So that was only a part of me which made me get back into tradition with more grit. Tradition is what I've been taught. Tradition is what I teach people. But this exploration, explosiveness is only done to get my tradition stronger. What I realized at that point was while working with all these stalwarts, there was one thing they all had in common, which was a lot of humility. So that was a learning experience for me, actually. There is one secret that most artists don't share with you. We always think that the more pain a person has gone through, the better their art becomes. The more interesting, the more well-read you are, the better the art becomes. So I feel myself opening up more as a person, and I hope that that is also will add to me becoming a better artist. Shobana, the dancer, there is an inspiration from Dr. Padma Subramaniam. There is an inspiration from my own teacher, Chitra Vishweshwaran. I'm inspired by Brij Maharaji. I'm inspired by Zakir Hussain. And as a person, that's a tough one because, again, you know, I've learned my mistakes myself. I've followed my own course. I have tackled life singularly, and God has been kind to me. So there are so many different kinds of philosophies here. I feel that dance can heal the dancer. So when I am hurt, when I'm lonely, when I'm distressed, when I'm angry, when I'm frustrated, when I'm fed up, then I just turn to something that I know can tone me down, can calm me down. I just go to my rehearsal hall and I hang out. Thank you for having me here. It was a very, very memorable experience.